All right, what's going on, guys? Okay, we are gonna do the pro round one at Kapalua today. I got a short window where the kids are gone, and I just finished some other stuff, so I can stream here real quick. So let me just make sure everything's working on my end. Checking audio here. 1 sec. All right, there we go. Stop a second. Stream here real quick. So let me just make sure. Beautiful. Okay. So as per usual, let's check what the settings are. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong round. Select stream. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let me just do one more thing real fast. Thanks for hanging with me while I get set up here. Okay. There we are. Okay, so Kapalua, starting with a long par 4. Let's see. Okay, so stimp is 12, fairways are normal, greens are soft, and then elevation is 299 feet. That's behind my video on the scorecard there. So let's get rocking and rolling here. Go like that. I just want to look at what's the flyover here. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember this. This is kind of a weird hole because that's a long whiz. Yeah, it's all right. We can kind of just hit one straight down there. I won't get this into the, I mean, it's almost just like left is better, so I am actually going to aim a little bit farther left. We're going to be in the rough. That's okay. Man, if we hit them all like that all day, though, we'll be good. That's right where I was aiming. I wanted to go down this hill. I wanted to be in this flat zone. All right, so now we got 124. Oh, I got a flat shot here. Okay. 124, 6-0 down. This is kind of a, greens are soft, so I'm thinking about 127. I came out really low. Run ball. Should. Bounce hard. Should keep going. Took a little too much off the pitching wedge there. Didn't quite get the carry I wanted, but that's all right. Still got a good putt for birdie here. This doesn't break too much. 25 feet. I feel like that's a pretty good amount right there. Stimp is 12. So I'm thinking they can be pretty aggressive. Oh man, get lucky. I just pulled that so bad. A little quick on the transition. How bad did I pull that? 1.4 degrees. That's a shame. That was a makeable birdie putt on hole 1. Lampstand, what's up, dude? Thanks for hopping on. All right, 5. Tiny bit of elevation. You cannot go long here, so I'm actually going to hit a 6-iron. If I can get that like 190 to 195 carry, that's plenty. You know, 190 is probably what all I need. I took a little off it. Should be middle of the green. Get right a little bit. Yeah, that'll funnel down. Not my best swing, but that's a pretty good shot from 200 yards. Finally, video of the course. I was scouting a video posted a year ago at the same course. Oh, I love it. I love it. You're diligent. All right, so 30 up 7. It's going to swing hard at the end. Actually, that's probably pretty good there. No, it swings so hard at the end when my ball slows down. All right, so 37. This is 12 stimp. Sit, sit, sit. Uh-oh. Sit, sit, sit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is such a boneheaded. All right. Lampstand was my father. You can call me Lamp. All right, Lamp, you got it. You got it. I just made the worst mistake I could possibly make on this hole. All right, switch to putter. 0.4 left. All right, so we're looking at 19. Got to hit this like 30. No way that's short. Wow, I smoked that. Terrible. All right, 3 really bad putts to start. Really bad there. Simple hole here. That's golf though, right? I could easily be 2 under right now, and I am 1 over. Okay, short hole here. Let's get one in the fairway and then got a wedge in. All right, beauty. A little less congested than yesterday. All right, Lampson, I started this stream just for you. You mentioned you're talking about the pro round, so we're gonna get it going. I got a little window here before the kids get home, so I think I can only do 1 round today. Let's see, 64. And again, this comes back pretty hard. So I probably want to carry this about 64. Soft greens. 50. That was my problem yesterday, guys. Just wildly bad. Okay. All right, I gotta slow down a little bit. Slow down. We're gonna putt this. Okay. So we're looking at 40, 57. Another one. I cannot believe that was short. Thank you. Sound much better today. Yeah. Still a little nasally, but definitely better. Thank you for that, by the way. All right, 8 up to, we're thinking 10 feet here. Let's hit a good putt for once. That was well struck. That was pretty straight. I'd like to see more aggressive wedges today. All right, you got it, man. I mean, leaving a 64-yard shot 15 yards short is really bad. Minus 20 is the best score this week. Wow. All right. I'd like to say that if I'm playing good golf, I can compete with that. But I have been going through a couple swing thoughts and changes, and just haven't been as consistent as I have been in the past. Oh, that is poorly struck. Is that a water ball? Yep. Or that's going to be super hard. All right, Lampstand, let's try our trick. Let's try our trick here. Yep, I see clicks. I see nothing over here, but if I go this way, I see clicks. 19. So I am just going to punch out here. And I hope this works. Cursor's at 85, so I probably want 85 yards here. 93 will work. Yep. All right. We can fix this. Pretty straightforward. Make sure I get it there. See that coming back at me there? 75, up 5, 80. 86. Just come back a little bit. Oh, I caught the wrong side of the hill. Shoot. You see that though? Under 29. Okay, struck down on that wedge, which is something I'm working on. That felt pretty good. Obviously not perfect, but I'm working on that. And that's one of the things that's causing me problems, right? Like I can go back to scooping my wedges and probably hit a better shot there. Long term, hitting down on my wedges is more consistent and something that I'm working on. So I'm sacrificing score sometimes to try and just better my game. 40, all right, I'm looking at like 55, 65. Okay. Take your medicine. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. Does anybody in the chat use the Rapsodo? I have this bad boy. I need to test it. Sorry, under 29 is the vertical launch angle. If you look at the boxes on the right side of my screen, it's the very bottom right one there. So that's just the angle at which it comes off your club. I have a tendency to kind of scoop a little bit, and so I hit the ball really high, which is okay sometimes, but not as consistent as kind of striking down on the ball. That's part of the reason why I can hit my driver pretty consistently. That was a weird ball. I say driver consistently, and I've hit two really weird ones in a row, but whatever. Launch angle, correct. Yep. Yep, correct. All right, 166, up 6. I mean, this is all carry, so I gotta club up just a little bit because I'm kind of in between clubs, but 170 is probably good. It's 2.7 right off the face, so we're gonna play it a little over there. And you have my draw. Okay, now just sit. That's a really good line, but sit. Beautiful. Now again, I struck down on that 7-iron. 15 VLA, vertical launch angle for a 7-iron is pretty good. I can easily hit my 7-iron 22, right, depending on my swing. So these are a couple of things that I'm personally currently working on right now. All right, so 27, probably think 25. It's got a good line. Get over, get over, get over. That was a pretty good putt there. All right, that was a nice smooth hole. .385, this is pretty wide open. All right, time to start making some noise here. My heater turned off so I can think now. Oh, man. All right, we gotta start hitting better drivers. Won't hurt me, just fine. Still got a wedge in. All right, 105 down 15. So we're looking at 90. The lie isn't too, it's pretty flat. Let's see, I'm a big feel player. I try to feel like I'm staying over the ball at impact. What feelings or thought do you try to flight the ball low or high with any club? So for me, I hear you on that. I'm also a feel player, especially outside. The lie and the angle, if you're on a little hill, that completely changes my thought process. But in the sim, my personal thoughts right now is I'm trying to bring the club back inside, but then almost have a fade follow through, which isn't actually a fade follow through, but that's helping me hit the ball a bit straighter. So if I'm trying to flight the ball, you know, trying to follow through a little bit lower to keep it lower, or if I'm hitting, you know, a little bit higher, put it a little bit farther forward in the stance, and just trying to follow through that way. A little higher, okay. Just get this down there. So we're looking at 95, a little bit into the wind, a little bit in the rough. So yeah, 95 is a pretty good number. So it's a pretty full lob wedge for me. .91 takes off the spin. It should come down the hill. Go. Get over there. Yep, there we go. That might be a bender of a putt, but that's a good wedge shot. Again, I kept it under 30. Working on my stuff. Okay. Grace with a nice putt, straight putt. All right, there we go. We're on the board. Ooh, long par 4, but a lot of hills here. Three, 495, and it's down 35. Yeah, feel is definitely a big part of my game, even more so outside, like I was saying. All right, we're gonna put a good swing on a driver. That's a good swing on a driver. Driver, I kind of just feel need those full shots in, dude, no kidding. Especially on the sim when you can't, like you said, feel. When you can't feel I'm holding spacebar, by the way, to speed this ball up. When you can't feel the outdoor, setting of how far your distance is, it messes with me on the sim quite a bit. All right, 127, but it's only 119. Sorry, 118. Pretty flat back by the hole, so 2.9 right, just a little bit there. So this is a full gap wedge for me. Again, I'm going to try and flight it down there a little bit. Flight it down there for me. See, shoot caught a little thin. It's actually going to work out pretty nice. Actually wanted about 7 yards more carry there, but that wasn't too bad. I caught it a groove low, got a little less spin out of it, which really helped. Selection from the field disappears though. Yeah, I heard that, and that's part of the reason why I think I've struggled with those 40 to 70 yard shots is because I'm kind of so focused on my impact and swing plane that I'm losing the thought on like the distance sometimes. All right, so 12 and a half. Two good birdies in a row. All right, we're back to neutral here. Looking at 159. What button are you pressing to get to the green side look? It's not just J. Yeah, so J is the flyover. Y is the heat map, right? So red is high, blue is low, so that I can see it's going right to left here. And then F3 gives you the whole view. F3. All right, so this is a smooth 8-iron for me here. I didn't even actually look at the hole, so I'm going to look one more time. All right, pretty straightforward. Just hit a good shot here. That is what we want. Stay right. Get up there. I mean, that's kind of my, that was a good example of what I'm trying to work on. That was executed very well. Feels good when you do stuff right. 7. All right, 3 good holes in a row. Let's keep it rolling. Where's my par 5? Is this par 5? Yeah. F3, that's huge. Yeah, no, my pleasure, man. My pleasure. F3 is very helpful. Sometimes, oh, what a stupid hole here. Yes, sometimes, thank you, that was a dialed shot. Sometimes F3 is, if there's one thing I'd want GS Pro to fix or make better, it would be F3 and just the green view in general, without a doubt. Sorry, I'm talking and I'm not thinking about what I'm doing here, so I keep going back to the same click. All right, this is just a weird Par 5, I'm still going to hit it as far as I can, even though it's going to go in the rough. Right off the toe, but it's going to be just fine. Lost a lot of yardage though. That's all right. Okay, 200 up 17. Again, fairways are normal, greens are soft. So if I hit a 4-iron, it's probably going to land in here. Yeah, we need to definitely hit a 4. 8 down. I mean, it's like 217, 8 down. I should almost hit a hybrid to get it up there, but a little bit short would be just fine. So we'll try and get it up there. I hit that really good. Just going uphill with a downhill lie, that was great. What we wanted there. It looked like I thinned that, but I did not. I hit that perfectly. But I had an 8-degree downhill lie, and I was going uphill 17 yards. So that was... Okay, I just need to probably carry this a little bit past. You can see right at the very beginning, it's braking really hard. So I think if I leave this short much, it might go too hard to the right. Soft greens, so I'm going to carry this about 18. Get in the hole. Oh. Now again, I said 18, and then when I hit it, I sort of went for the more, driven approach. I sort of drove it at the hole. Again, my BLA there is 25. That's with the lob wedge. So that's pretty low. That's ball back in the stance, hands forward. There's one of your feel shots. I have 18 in my head, but I felt the shot a little bit more than what I said out loud. Oh, I can go right at the green here, huh? Yep, all right, perfect. Hole in one on a par 4. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, it's like 300 yards. Okay. If I had a good drive, we'll be close to the green here. Man, everything's off the toe. I'm just losing so much distance. I made this hole a little harder here. Not done with. I mean, that's just terrible contact. I'm better than that. I'm better than that. We're going to do better than that. Okay. 6.3 left. With wedges, the degree left and right don't matter quite as much. 12 up, 50. All right, we're basically at 60 degrees. I'm going to turn my heater back off here. Okay, so I need, probably close to 70, 75. Did come off a little left, but that's it. Gave it a little too much. Just a slight miscalculation. I mean, I said 75, I hit 76. We can make this. We're gonna make it. All right, comes pretty hard off the beginning and then slows down. Down to 19 feet. I don't mind that right there. Yeah. 19. Sit, 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 sit. It was a good putt. I hit it probably a foot too far, otherwise that might drop. Is that gear effect? I've been struggling with this nosedive shot with my driver. Colbert seems to be a strong left hand for me. Honestly, my driver is very consistent for me. That is just the result of bad swings, getting loose. So I play the TaylorMade QI10 LS, and I have it set to almost standard loft in the adapter setting, but it's a 9.0 driver. Have it set to a little draw bias. No, I actually don't do that very often, despite doing it about 3 times in the last 4 holes. So So I'm not going to think too much into it. All right, 140. Don't want to be long. That's perfect. It's going to be a little right of the hole, but I didn't want to go long there. Give myself a 20-footer for birdie. That's great. Okay. I feel like this putt's going to be pretty straight. It goes left at the beginning, right at the end. Maybe just a tad that way. So basically 20 down to 18. Beautiful. Nice birdie on a par 3. Okay, another drivable par 4. I mean, 300 yards, I'm not going to carry it that far. So, not a whole lot to worry about here. Get that on. By the way, I use the K2 golf tees. You can see the little pouch right here. That's so nice. I don't have an affiliate link. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just saying those are nice. Jeepers. Driver swing is just awful. Get up. Okay, caught a little break there. Still green side. I'm going to blame the driver on the fact that I just worked out. Swing doesn't feel perfectly normal, but it's not really an excuse. It just doesn't feel great. All right, so 3.6 right. $20, $28, $29. Oh boy. There's me trying to drive my wedge again. Golly, that's such a mistake. And crap, the kids are home. All right, we can make this. Do you think I just need to go almost a little bit more that way? 24. If that gets there, it's in. If it gets there. Oh, that's robbery. That's a robbery right there. Oh. Doesn't mess with the launch monitor. No. Nope. So K2 golf tees. All it is this little like sand pouch. And honestly, you have like a fishing swivel on there and just a black tee. I have a buddy who has a launch monitor that has white tees. That is messed with his launch monitor. I can't vouch for that. I'm just telling you what I've heard. But the K2, nope, doesn't affect it at all. All right, that was a really unfortunate par there. 4. All right, so again. All right, so this one we have to think about where the hole is. The hole is tucked really hard to the right. So I'm actually going to drive it up to the right here. I just want to hit a good driver for once. Driver's usually my best club in my bag. Another bad swing. It's going to be fine, but that's not the angle I wanted. But a little bit more. Yeah, this is closer to a full swing, so we're just going to go a little bit right of the hole here. 9.1 up, out of the rough. We're looking at basically 80 yards. Like 83 would be great. 82.7, that's perfect. Yep. Should be straight down the hill. That was like my old wedge swing, and you can see how I hit it 30.6 VLA, right? A little more height on it. Just going right edge here. This is downhill so much. I know it'll move just a little bit. You only need to hit it 8 or 9. Good work there. A lot of birdies to be had on this course. Another short par 4, okay? Do you see that wedge, lampstand? Look at this like little dime-sized. All right, so this is, wow, interesting. It's only 250. So I'm gonna try and hit just kind of a light driver here. I can't quite get my 3-wood that far, but there's not actually that much trouble, so. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Bummer. Oh boy. I hope that's not on the ledge. Flighting the wedges lower. Are you looking for more consistent carry numbers, more rollout? Better ball striking, mostly. I know that if I can correct the swing path and, you know, like, the problem is I'm hitting a lot of my wedges with my hands and club about straight, right? You watch any pro, they're hitting it with their hands way in front of the club. As simple as that, right? So, like, the other thing is, if I attack it like this, I can hit this 10 yards farther while swinging easier and aiming it better. I just need to be more consistent with it. I'm really nervous about this shot though. Please don't hit that lip. Please don't hit that lip. Please don't hit that lip. 22. Probably want 20, 28. All right, I'm gonna try and loft this a little bit. Ah! There you go, lampstand. I mean, what can you do about that? Shoot. All right, it's basically the same shot. Beautiful. Good fix. No birdie. Good fix, though. I'll take it. Okay, let's see, 520, par 5. Here we go. I won't be too mad about that. I'm really happy I got that second up and down. It would have been the same as hitting it to like 8 feet and missing the putt, so. Unfortunate break, but it is what it is. That's golf. If I don't hit a good shot, I can't really complain that much. Ah, man. Good strike there. Didn't quite finish my swing. Get down the hill. I think I'll get lucky here. So let's fast forward it with spacebar. I feel you. I was getting PTSD with my tree incident. You're not alone, man. So one more thing, lampstand. If you ever get stuck and you're really like in a pinch and don't know what your ball is going to do, you can come to this and do a sim drop. So I think I can click this. So I can drop anywhere outside the red area here. You can't see it that well on here. If I move my video, you could drop out here. Like, so if you're in the woods over here, sorry, let me move my mouse. If you're in the woods over here, you could theoretically take a 1-stroke penalty and sim drop and like move it back over here somewhere. That's another way to, like, if you're really in the trees and you don't really have much out, you can take the 1-stroke penalty and get yourself back into safety. It's basically like a water hazard. I don't use that a whole lot. Let me put my video back to where it was. But I have used it before, because if you get deep in the woods, I mean, you just sometimes don't know what to do. Okay. I'm gonna hit a 5-iron here. I'm looking for about 200. 4.0 right. Like an unplayable. Yep, exactly. Okay. Now this is one where I actually want to hit this high. So back to my old, a little bit more swoop of a swing. That is pretty good. Get up, get up, get up. And I mean, 17 VLA for a 5-iron is pretty high. You look at any of the pros, they're not hitting it that high. Can be learning so much, really appreciate it. How many seasons have you been playing on GS Pro? I think, nice, I'm glad. That's why, part of the reason why I stream, so I'm glad you're learning something. I think this, I'd say like 2.5, probably. All right, this is pretty makeable here. I have to hit it pretty hard, so I don't think it's gonna break much. 16, 23. Oh man. That was for eagle, right in the heart. Why would you leave that short, you wonder? You think out loud to yourself. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Let's make a good driver swing. Good there. Back to the wedge game. $60, $73. Yeah, that was brutal. That's on me though. That's just, you know, I can't leave an eagle putt that's straight short. That's foolish. 73. There we go. There's a good wedge shot. Sit right there. Oh, what a terrible break. Okay, it's spun. Hey, that was a good wedge shot though. See that one? Yeah, like that. Okay, 12. And then a lip out. My goodness. Oh. Just unbelievable. All right, well, I'm doing the right stuff. Doing the right stuff, not getting rewarded for everything, but that's all right. 2 holes left. Let's see if we can, I mean, I could so easily, with the way I'm playing, which is actually decent, and this course is relatively easy, I could so easily be 10 under right now. But shoulda, woulda, couldas in golf, right? Man, oh man. Whoa! That's a misread. That's gonna give me a stroke penalty. I mean, I did not hit that good, but that is not the ball flight that would have done. Where is this drop? I don't even, it's like way up in the clouds. Okay. There we go. All right, so we gotta go next option, next option, next option, move back. There we go. Drop ball. Wow, that's rough. That is one of the worst breaks. That for sure was a fade, but wow, that is a really bad break. I don't know what to do there. All right, so we're still gonna make a par. That's what we're gonna do. So 185, down 14. Just hitting a 7-iron because I'm in the deep rough. All right, yeah, keep going. Go all the way down that hill. Space bar again. Great. $167, down 9. Okay, this is a pretty smooth, 8 iron here. 3.4 right. I gotta give it a little tap that way. Oh, come on, be good. Be good. Get left. Sit there. Oh, it landed on the fringe, so it bounced hard. That lands on the green, it pretty much stops, but it lands on the, like 1 inch on the fringe. Not getting a lot of breaks here. That's all right. That's frustrating, but that was a tough break. I was about 2 inches from landing on the green, and then it would have stopped right next to the hole and been just a straight putt. Now I have this 22-footer that bends a lot. Okay, just accept our bogey here. If we can make this putt somehow, 23. Get there. All right. Nice, par 5 to finish. All right, let's go. Well, was that a double? Or is that just a bogey? Why am I at 4? Oh, that was a par 4. Ouch. I thought that was a par 5. All right, now we really need a birdie. Okay. Yeah, hey, driver. Get to that hill. It did. Look at that. It's another 50 yards. All right, 6 iron. Okay, it fades hard right to left. Let me just look at the green again, F3. So with my little draw, I'm actually gonna leave it straight at the hole. Hopefully draw it back towards the middle. So 6 iron, 190, 192. That was really well struck. Exactly what we wanted. Funnel down. Keep going, ball. Man, it would be great to finish with an eagle. I'd need that after last hole. Okay. Let's see, it's moving pretty good. Hey, bud.
Hi.
This is my last hole. You want to say hi? Hi. Say hi again. There's my oldest wearing his Puka Nakua jersey who had lots of points stolen from him yesterday. There goes the cousins. All right. Last putt, bud. What do you think? Does that look good? One more?
Yeah.
Right there. Looking at like 11. Sit, sit, sit.
Got it.
That's an eagle. But I just made a double bogey too, so balanced it out. All right, not too bad. A lot of really bad shots, a lot of really good shots. 5 birdies in a row, 6 out of 7 holes. Just a couple spans of bad golf. Like to start, I was 2 over through 4. So finishing 7 under is pretty good. And I had a double bogey. A lot of good in that round, but a lot of bad too. So anyways, Lampstand, thanks for tuning in. Anybody else that's joining, thank you for hopping on. I see there's a few more of you. Hit that subscribe button if you can. It helps us out tremendously. We're building out SwingYard and SwingYard.com. If you guys have any sim questions or anything, or want to say hi to my boy Brody, feel free. You can come over here in the stream. There he is. All right. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a good New Year's. The kids are back home, so I got to go do some kid stuff. Till next time. See ya.